AllBall TV.
They scared, but I'm not.
They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.
I have them top 2. Flea does not have them top 2. AllBall does not. None of you guys have them top 2 except me. I think this is kind of crazy. So Flea's got your Knicks 3rd. Fabian also has your Knicks 3rd. Explain, first of all, fellas, why you don't have your Knicks top 2, even though you've been a good regular season team. You are one of the favorites. You added Mikal Bridges. You added Karl Anthony Towns. Why do you have, in Flea's case, the Bucks over them? Fabian, you have Orlando over them.
Like I said, Orlando doubled down on their identity. We did not. We have a whole new identity. I was shocked that Tibbs actually did increase the speed last night and with the pace for the Knicks. I didn't mind seeing Cat in the Knicks uniform. I thought I was going to be more disgusted, but this is not the same team as last January, Dom. That's just the bottom line. Everybody can say whatever the hell they want. When it was I Heart, Randall, OG, Dante DiVincenzo, and Brunson, we were just balanced. We don't have a balance yet, and defensively, we took a massive drop. Cat is not an All NBA defender, an All Defensive dude. It's not who he is. So, all that being said,
what massive drop we took on defense? We only lost Randall, who's not a great defender. So now DiVincenzo, he's the anchor of our defense. That's where the big defensive drops off at.
And you added Bridges as well, Fabian.
Right, but you still have it's the middle of the pack. Who's gonna defend for us for the first 4 months of the season?
Oh, defend who?
No.
Wings?
No,
you
defending.
Said we took a major drop off on defense. Hold on.
In my opinion,
took a major. Right, I'm asking you where. If we only lost, Randall was not a defensive guy. Let's not sit here and act like he played great defense. We didn't look to him or turn in for defense. So I'm asking, is DiVincenzo, was he that good of a defender? That's where the drop off is at?
He helped platoon all that, but you forgetting what's his name? Cat has to play the center for the first 4 months of the season. I don't see that being this for 40 minutes of a game, 35 minutes of a game. I don't see that happening. It's a lot.
But Cat flourished at center. When he played his best basketball of his career was at the center position with Tibbs as the head coach. He was a center.
When was that? And what year was that when he was playing the best basketball of his career? The best basketball of his career has not been the last 3 years?
Cat?
At all. Best basketball's under Tibbs, like a second.
No, I don't think the best
to
basketball we've seen Cat play is the last 3 years. I think Cat struggled with injuries. I think Cat tried to figure out how he's going to play next to Gobert last year. I mean, it worked out against Denver, but I think we're gonna struggle. Me personally, I think defensively. I think we have to find our defensive identity again. And so that's why I got us as a top 3 team right now. I just think that with some things that we're going to have to figure out on, how we defend and how we approach teams defensively. When you have that anchor of a guy that is strictly about cleaning the glass and playing defense and Mitchell Robinson, you don't have that. You have to ask Cat to do some things that he hasn't been accustomed to doing. So how long is that going to take for him to get rolling? We have to start Josh Hart now, y'all. We can't go away from starting Josh Hart at the 2. He's our best rebounder on the team. Let me give that to y'all again. He's our best rebounder on the team. We have to start him. So it's just like you said, Fabian, the team is a little different. I don't care how anybody slices it. Julius and Dante are gone, but things look different. Guys' roles are different. It's just going to be different. We could say, those are only 2 guys, but the rotation is going to be different. Who we rely on is going to be different. What we got asked guys to do is going to be different. We're going to rely heavily on Cat. You seem like you trust Cat a lot, OG.
Right. And just to finish with that, we had iHeart, Precious, and OG rotating on Embiid last season. We don't have no defensive rotation right now. It's Sims.
What the fuck? We don't need offensive rebounds if we hit shots. What is that? I'm sorry, y'all.
Listen. I think
we got it. You need a guy that's going to clean the glass. If we don't rebound, we're not going to win games. It's just the bottom.
Right.
Go ahead.
No, I mean, before we get our pennies in a bunch, how long is Mitchell Robinson going to be out?
I was gonna ask that.
Till December.
It's not that right. It's not that I'm high on Cat. I'm just saying at the end of the day, you know, last year we had a lot of injuries and we, you know, figured out a way to deal with it. We added Bridges, so we have guys that can defend. So for us to have Bridges and OG, Josh Hart, like I said, I think we're gonna be fine. I'm just saying, for me, I get Flea what you're saying. You know, we have to figure things out. Fabian, you said that also. Okay, I agree with that. But to say we're gonna have a major drop off with defense, like I said, we knew all off season Mitchell Robinson was gonna be hurt. We basically traded Cat for Julius Randle. No disrespect to DiVincenzo, whom, you know, I wish we could have kept. But he's not going to be the reason we fall off defensively. I'm sorry. I'm not going for that.
It's not just him, though. It's the fact that it's him by himself. You know what I'm saying? They got a platoon that shit. It's going to be tough for him, bro. And rebound. He's playing in drop coverage, right, Flea? He has to play in drop coverage now with Tibbs.
Yo, I'm fiending to grab this bait right now about.
Yeah, I know. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Do not do it.
That is like, I want to grab. That is so awful. But go ahead. Go ahead.
That he wants to shout out your FYF. You want to shout out FYF? You feel lonely over there?
I think you have to go to work. We only got 2 teams.
I do. We got 1 team left.
Shout out.
That's
you're
so
dead wrong.
Listen, let's not.
It's not even true.
So let me just say this. I got the Knicks finishing second. I think you guys have all made good points. My thing is this. I don't know if they're going to go drop coverage, Fabian, because Cat can't protect the rim very well. And you guys have a lot, outside of Brunson, a lot of length on the wings there. Josh Hart, OG, and Bridges can really cover ground. OG can be like a good, what do they call that? Like low block help. Like if Cat gets pulled out of the paint, he can rotate by the basket and make some plays on the ball. And then you also have Deuce McBride coming off the bench that can really defend. I think that the main key for the Knicks is going to be, for that before Mitchell Robinson comes back, is lean into your wing defense. Like lean into the point of attack defense, keeping the ball in front, so then Cat doesn't have to do too much. Because, like, for example, with the Clippers, we'll talk about them in the West preview, Zubats has to overcompensate a lot for our lack of point of attack defense. You guys have that in abundance. So the weak links are the 2 best offensive players in that starting lineup, Brunson and Cat. But we also have to talk about how much better the offense might look because of Cat. He's going to be a pick and pop big that's going to open up the paint. It's going to be so hard to guard those pick and rolls with Brunson and Cat popping out, man. Like, you're going to have to blitz. It
already looked crazy yesterday. That's why I was, you know, as far as the drop coverage goes, they started that yesterday. They tried it out yesterday with that, Dom, as far as the defensive end. Yesterday, they look amazing. Brunson brought the ball up. He forgot Cat was even on the team and just handed it off, chucked it to him, and cashed out a 3 from, like, I don't even know where. That was crazy to watch, and that was easy work.
Yeah, Brunson is already a drop coverage killer. Now you have a shooting big. So if teams run drop against the Knicks, they're going to be in trouble. So I love the toughness of this team. I think you still have
5 and out. The 5 and out lineups look crazy, even though Cat looks like a doofus out there trying to dribble through the paint as usual. But I'll take it.
I still have my problems with Cat. I mean, I'm not here. We're not talking. Go ahead.
Y'all are going to be frustrated mid-season when we haven't seen Cat catch a post up 1 time in 3 months.
No,
and niggas are going to be mad, and it's going to be all right. And I'm going to tell y'all, okay, Cat is more talented than Patrick Ewing ever was. That's why he'll never catch posts. Like, that's y'all are going to be mad. I'm telling y'all.
For those wondering, I'm gonna post this episode on audio. So for those wondering, Flea's responding to a comment that someone's making disrespecting the great Patrick Ewing. But I'll just say this about Cat: the offense is gonna look good. Great. I've got my problems with Cat, but we're not talking about the playoffs. We're just talking about the regular season. I think the Knicks will be great. I also think that when Mitchell Robinson comes back, I think Cat's gonna be played at the 4, and you're gonna have the size out there: Cat at the 4, Robinson at the 5, and then Brunson, Bridges, and OG. And then you're going to bring Hart off the bench.
Flee. Yes, validation number 1. They're trying to follow the Celtics blueprint. That's what I don't like about it the most. Now the Knicks fan is coming out. That's what I hate about this the most, Don. We do not have to be like the Celtics. We should have been more like us, which is why I'm bigging up Orlando. I'm giving Orlando all the props in the world for tripling down on their defensive-minded team. And we didn't do that. We went and got mad finesse and soft. I don't care what anybody says.
Just
that's
because
number
of
1.
Cat?
Dom,
I wouldn't call Bridges soft.
But
listen, I'm not talking about Bridges. Hold on real quick, Flea. The front line, the front court is Mitchell Robinson, Cat, and OG Anunoby, and we're gonna go to sleep every night safe and sound, not worried about an injury alert in the morning. That is a lie. I'm going to be terrified every single morning with an alarm clock ringing. Don going to call me. Flea going to call me. Oh, the whole front line got injured. Thanks, Dolan.
But you had the same reservations coming out of the playoffs on a guy that we couldn't pay, which you wished we could pay, is iHeart. You felt he was a defensive liability in the playoffs.
Okay.
We lose him.
That's the hold on. A defensive liability and an injury liability are two different things.
But you started your rant on saying that we got softer and we're not as tough defensively. Right. And what I'm saying is you had reservations about iHeart already being able to guard his position.
No, I have reservations. He cannot guard Embiid.
Okay,
that's not a reservation. That is you can't. But we had Ochoa and OG to rotate with. That's my thing. Like, again, that's the CBA deal. We can't cry with spilled milk. It is what it is. But I don't like that. I don't like the fact that we went away from our identity. And I clearly the league felt
but
like
how much. But one player, and I think that was my point earlier. I don't think one player should or even be allowed to change the culture that we've laid over the last few years. It's the player that we need to help us get over that hump because we missing that type. But I don't think who he is should come into the locker room and now we're looking at the team like we're all the entire team is soft. That don't even make sense.
No, but you have to because he's a finesse type player who's commanding $60-50 million. He commands that much of a presence on the court, but his style of play is just straight finesse. He's not Julius Randle. Randle's trying to go to the paint, the drive and kick shit, transition. Like we totally forget in transition. Cat is not Julius Randle in transition.
No,
as much as everybody wants to say that.
Meaning what?
Once he gets the rebound, he's going down court and he's flushing it on you or getting the and one. That's not Cat's game.
Randall pushes the ball like really well.
Yes,
well, I think
we're missing all those easy baskets.
So the most skilled big man ever, Karl Anthony Towns, can't put the ball on the floor and push it. This is what we're saying.
Not like Randall.
Like, what are we talking about?
But I think Fabian, you guys needed some offensive help though, and that's what Cat is there for. Because it was really just Brunson doing everything. I know what's his name was injured in the playoffs. Who was injured? Randall. So then you're gonna have another guy that can maybe create a little bit. We'll see if teams switch what Cat does to punish.
They can't be done making moves. That's my bottom line.
I just think obviously to y'all point, and big shout out to our OG Fish, just to what he's at. I don't think Cat has that much of, you know, what Fabian always says, that much of a polarizing personality or game to come into the locker room and change the foundation that we've laid. I just think we could turn around, like I said, mid-season. Now we start looking at everything. We could come mid-season and Cat the toughest motherfucker I ever seen. I didn't know that he had that in him. That could be very different. I'm just saying.
And before we move, Flea will agree with this. The reason why we even have him top 3, top 2 is the bench. That's where we have the advantage over Boston, bar none, and the Magic as well. So we can compete with everybody in the league because of our bench, even though we gave Minnesota an upgrade at the bench as well.
Is it that bench going to be great though before Robinson returns? You just have what?
Hell yeah,
Bruce McBride. I mean,
yes,
there.
The rookie looks amazing.
The rookie
he's looking like a lefty baby Mark Price out there is what he looks like. But down drive, we calling it right now, baby Nash. What we doing? Psycho, Tycho, Dom. Get used to it. We dubbed it first. Psycho, Tycho. Anybody else says it, let us know. We suing them.
This is what hate looks like. Get a close up.
Look.
AllBall TV. They scared, but I'm not. They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.